Yeah. Each of you to introduce yourselves a little bit, and we're going to start from my reading perspective. So, Brandon.
Sure. I'm Brandon. I play guitar.
How did you come to start
me and
enjoying
Alex
music?
actually started playing music.
And then
sure.
that you've anticipated my next question, but
Okay.
let's just start with you.
Sure. I started playing in kind of punk rock bands and stuff when I was in like 7th grade or something. I played bass. Got into music that way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alex?
I'm Alex. I play guitar in this. I got my start, I don't know. I actually started playing piano and drums when I was really young, and then got into playing guitar, and I played in random bands that have been both punk, and I played in like a singer-songwriter group playing accordion for a while, so there's been some weird ones, and now this, so.
The 2010s were a weird time.
Yeah, it was.
Even piano and drums is a weird... It's like some evil uncle gave you a gift for Christmas of drums or something.
It was, my family made all of us go to a nun that taught piano. So I learned it there.
Welcome to my world.
and then I didn't want to do that anymore because it wasn't cool, so I started playing the drums, which my parents hated. And then that was short-lived. I moved to guitar because you can wear headphones.
Oh, of course. Of course. I myself had to go to some nun-taught, full habit in Whipple taught. I did not last. I think the Lord spoke to her and spoke to me saying, you don't have to come back next year.
That's fair.
Tom?
I'm Tom. I play bass, and sometimes I'll sing some things. I started playing bass in my mid-20s when a friend of mine asked me to join a band, and I was like, I don't know how to play anything, and he goes, well, you just pick up the bass. And so I learned immediately, and I joined his band, and been playing ever since.
The first step is the hardest, they say.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And how did you all start playing together?
So Brandon and I went and saw my wife's band play a house show, and we were just kind of like, why don't we just do this?
Yeah.
So we started messing around, and then we called Tom.
Yeah.
And we got Tom in.
Yeah.
And then we got, who was next?
Joey, I saw him at a show, and I was like, hey, you want to
Sing for
Yeah.
Then we got Joey, and then we had an old drummer, Alec, who I played hockey with, and he actually masters like half of the records that come out of this city.
Oh, wow.
So if you just look at the back of a record, you might see Alec's name. But he dropped out just to kind of protect his ears. He wanted to make sure he did his job. And he's busy. And so then we got Mac. I don't know, Joey knew Mac
from Ruben.
That's Mac's other band. And that made our weird group of jumpsuit wearing idiots.
I wanted to be in this band so bad.
Was it because of the jumpsuits?
No, this was before. So these two were like, they reached out and they were like, oh, we want to play in a punk band. Do you want to join? Brandon and I played music in a band together for a little bit, and it was like my lifelong dream to be in a punk band. So,
and then it kind of spun out. It's weird. People try to define what kind of music we are, and punk has a little bit of it, which is fun. And then there's all sorts of other junk that we kind of slap in there.
Yeah.
Because it's like anything goes. It's like a Royal Rumble of music.
We just say punk as like a bass line, and then it just grows into like a weird mutation of like everything else.
Which is why we call it sewer punk sometimes, because it's like kind of the Ninja Turtles. The ooze fell into the sewer, mutated turtles into teenage fighting turtles.
I like how they were just like, they became teenage.
There's no in between. There was no teenage or no baby mutant Ninja Turtles.
No toddler.
No toddler mutant.
Toddler turtles.
Toddler turtles.
That's what happens, I guess.
Yeah. So that's the long and short of it.
Well, I do like that, and I mean the definition of punk is so expansive, anyways. You know, it depends it depends kind of what era is your era of punk we've started
Yeah.
listening to. That
Yeah.
I think.
Totally.
Absolutely, it's really where you began. Kind of influences where you're gonna be.
And I mean, so much has happened in music that it's hard to really stick to one thing when you love music. You know?
I think that's absolutely. I'm trying to think what song it was. It was off the new album, and maybe it's even the first song. And I was like, "Oh my, this sounds like Suicidal Tendencies." Although it sounds like it, but funnier.
Yeah.
Can't skip lunch. Was that the one?
We'll have to see. Yeah, it was, I'm like, this sounds. Yeah, I could see this because that would be more my era. But it,
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you started playing, did you just start playing someone's basement? Were you thinking you were going to record or play live or?
Well, we were in my garage
Yeah.
first, and then we moved to Alex's basement, and he recorded us on tape. Like, he bought all the stuff to record us on
Wow.
tape for our first little kind of EP.
Yeah.
And
Like reel to reel tape.
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
It was
Had
the
you
first
done
time-
that before?
I have one other time in another band, but it was like we just recorded to tape and then sent it straight to digital,
Okay.
like so that we could just get the tape slap back, and it was like on one song, so it was like a total awesome experience to get to record it all on tape for sure.
That's fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah, so that was a fun, weird little thing. And then after Alex left, we moved back to playing in my garage, then basement. And then we recorded at Soft Cult this time, which was just kind of, we thought that was a cool idea because it's kind of a collective. If you're not familiar with Soft Cult, it's a,
Please tell us more.
I don't know.
It's
What-
like
what's
it's
the
like
best
a
way to
it's a
describe it?
music recording collective in Northeast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it seems like they all kind of share the space and kind of
So like
share
a makerspace for
for
musicians.
recordings. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty attainable in price wise.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, do you mind if because somebody listening might want to know too.
Yeah, you reach out and they'll like tell you the price, and it's really affordable. I think, what did we?
I don't remember, $400 a day for
Yeah,
like
something
8 or
along
10.
like-
Yeah.
So it's for a day. It's not like a monthly.
It's a day rate.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
for us, we just reach out, get an engineer.
Yeah, exactly. So we were matched up with like an engineer and stuff like that. And we got to record.
Oh, that's
with an
right.
engineer and
Okay.
everything like that.
Yeah.
And some of their engineers, I think, now have like sliding scale too, if you can't afford it and stuff like that. So it's
We're just like advertising for them, and
Yeah.
we don't actually know that the information's correct. So
yeah, we're just
That's
going
that's
off
how
of
we
what
love
we're
it.
doing.
That's
But
how
yeah,
we love to do it.
Soft Cult was great. The studio's really nice. Jackson was great.
They do
Yeah.
recording classes there too.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I mean. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they must have a host of things. So
Totally.
they do classes and they do.
like
So you-
microphone placement workshops and stuff like that. Yeah.
Soldering workshops.
Yeah, I went to a soldering workshop there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
My daughter's the queen of soldering. She loves doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what makes me think of a makerspace. When that is
Totally.
the vision that I had.
Yeah.
But then also you can call and say we want to reserve a recording space, and have you got some folks to help us work it?
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, we don't know the full ins and outs of it, but that's
No, but
the gist
but
of
you
it.
know,
kinda,
I mean, you know, and sometimes talking to the customer is even more helpful than talking to someone who is trying to. I mean,
We had like a super easy experience. We just like called them up, or sent them a message, and then they got back to us, and they were like, and then we set up a time to go and record, and that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Bing bang boom.
All very capable folks working with there.
Very nice.
I think we were the less capable.
Definitely, we're almost in almost any situation. We're probably the least experienced. So
We went in there with like half songs and just finished them there.
Because Joey, our lead singer, right before we recorded, had pretty not great COVID. And
oh no.
So once he got better, he started to get kind of working through things.
yeah, he was still writing lyrics on the way to the studio.
Perfect.
Which is pretty fun.
And
What rhymes with circle? Let's do it.
and in the green room while we were recording others.
Yeah.
That's.
RUMT was fully written
In the studio.
in the studio.
But that's. I love the video. I'm just
Oh,
gonna start there with that. That is. I was like, is that a speak and spell? No, it's a later version of a speak and spell.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's.
Yeah.
So that was just a fever dream? Is that what you're telling me? The last minute fever dream?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
He had the speak and spell, and every once in a while we'd stop playing, and you just hear him in there trying to make stuff out of it. And you just hear like R, U, M, and it's like, what are you just screwing around over
Yeah.
there?
So that
It's
on
the
on
oral
that-
version of having a calculator. 8008.
Yep.
Ah.
That's kind of what it was like.
Yeah, and that's a real speak and spell on the recording.
Is it? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like the one I had as a child, but that one came, it was made out of Lincoln logs.
Yeah, we have a couple of them over at my brother's
I think
house.
that's
Just because, you want to... They sound awesome. You want to be... I wish that they were more capable of creating words. Because they only pronounce the letters, but yeah, lots of fun. So we have a couple different eras, like one from the mid 70s and one from the early 80s.
that would be. I have seen some. It's been a while now, and what's funny is I think it was actually at the Walker Museum. I saw some noise artists using that
Cool.
kind of play, which was I was like, oh my god, it's noise, it's arty, it's weird.
Yeah.
My kids not so entranced, but they were used to it.
I love the beginning, like right when you turn it on, I was like, darn, 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 darn. I want to use that for
that,
something.
and there are some of those noises that just bring you back, like the start of old jingles.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Now it's just making me think of like when my washing machine finishes, it makes like a little funny song now.
Ooh, that's kind of fancy. I just get a bell.
Everything's got a new
Yeah.
song when it finishes.
And it updates to your iPhone app for...
No,
Yeah.
I don't have that fancy.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like we're definitely within the Internet of Things
Oh,
at this
yeah.
point.
Oh,
But-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I want it to
Absolutely.
just
Definitely pop star.
Yeah.
Never stopping.
yeah.
Connor Be Real.
We'll release our
Connor
next
Be Real.
record on Refrigerator.
Yeah.
That would be good. There's some.
It does
there's
not
some
work
weird
out well
show
in that
that's
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I kind of remember that being problematic.
And also, I feel like, U2, I feel like the blowback from U2 being on every iPhone,
yes.
it was the
Oh,
worst
God.
thing.
That was actually Alex and I talked about buying a bunch of old iPods, and then putting our album on the iPods and reselling them or giving them away or something, and being like, this is the UGM version of the iPod.
My fear is
We did it first.
Yeah.
my biggest fear is so many of those have batteries that are on the verge of exploding
Oh,
and we're
yeah,
gonna kill
yeah.
somebody.
Way to go dark. That is something. I thought I worried
That's-
about some deep stuff. Now you've introduced something new into my head. Thank you.
I was
Swollen
worried that
lithium
we
ion
couldn't get rid of the U2 songs.
No, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty easy. That was like the first thing I saw it come up. I was like, goodbye.
Funny. Should we play some of your music?
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, what would you?
Chuds?
Yeah, Chuds off of the current one is probably a good one. Which do we want to introduce? Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah. So Chuds is based off of an '80s movie called Chud.
We just added the S.
We added an S.
Copyright issues no longer.
Yes. So Chud stands for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dweller, and it's a movie that stars
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern, John Hurt, who's the dad from Home Alone. And Daniel Stern is also in Home Alone.
Yeah.
And it's the first movie with John Goodman in it.
He's in it
He
for
plays
like
a
10 seconds.
plays a cop and he gets eaten by a chud.
Well, that seems
Spoiler.
so brand appropriate. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm not gonna say it now. Thank you, Dom.
But yeah, we love really bad 80s movies, and that's our inspiration for a lot of things in our music.
Mhm.
So it's just one of those movies that I have loved forever, and I brought it, and I was like, we need to write a song about Chud.
and we made a surf song about it.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, and we might come back to some of the love of the '80s when we come back. Unattractive giant monster with chuds, plural. That's awesome. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see the video on.
Just a little,
Oh, yeah, you put a
like
little snippet of it.
snippet of it.
Yeah. And the thing is about them, they're not really the Chuds. Chud is the labeling on them.
Yeah,
The radioactive waste.
it's
that
the
they-
radioactive waste.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
The movie doesn't make sense.
Well, you know what's so funny? That somehow rings a bell in my memory. Of all of the, I mean, I don't think I've seen it, but I'm like, that kind of so funny. That is some deep cut stuff for sure. I'm always a sucker for a little surf music.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the first melody I ever wrote for the band.
Yeah. Save it for the talking portion.
I know this sometimes why you're like, what? We could talk, but not about stuff that's good. Save that for the air. I mean, people can still hear, so, you know, don't give away any deep secrets because it'll go on the internet. Not the,
Okay,
not
what
the
is
radio.
what is your pin to your debit?
Yeah. Let's start guessing.
Yeah, let's all just say our social security numbers.
All at the same time.
One number at a time. We'll go backwards.
They'll never figure it out.
I always forget there were claps in this.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite part of this recording.
We were pretty drunk this because we didn't have to do anything.
That's true. Yeah.
Chuds by Unattractive Giant Monster, who we have in studio on Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 in St. Paul. Yeah, I love that. I love the surf.
Thanks.
We were appreciating the claps.
Yeah.
That we forgot. Well, you didn't. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot about it too.
So long as they did it at the right time.
Yes.
Which was us, so we didn't keep time apparently.
It was pretty awesome. Enough for Minnesota audience,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm not sure that was the first take. If I'm being honest.
That's awesome. Well, you know, that $400 a day, you can afford it.
Yeah, totally. Kind of waste some time on a clap track. Yeah.
No, you can't. That'd be.
The wine and hams might have shifted them off. So.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, yeah, how do you guys sort of talk about who brings songs to the table? All of you or different times?
Yeah.
Different times for sure.
I think it's mostly us three.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. And then we just kind of throw it out to whoever. Whether Tom writes like a line, throws it to Brandon makes something, and I add something, or I write something, Brandon does it to Tom. This is the writing portion of it.
Yeah.
Minus lyrics.
Minus
we do
lyrics.
some lyrics. Joey does most lyrics. And yeah, Joey just sometimes comes out of left field with some random stuff. I don't know.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. It works for us.
Before or after the music?
Normally after.
Yeah, I would say everything happens after the music. Yeah.
We get together pretty much like almost weekly.
Not right now because we're in a residency.
Yeah,
And that's
but,
hurting us.
But we'll get together and we'll share ideas, and it's really a collaborative effort rather than just like one person has like the full song and everybody has to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
It's we each get to put in a little of ourselves into the mix.
Or sometimes Brandon just is like, I did everything.
Regardless of whether that's true or.
Well, like,
Once in a while, you'll just be like, I wrote a whole song. Here you go. And we're like,
Yeah.
all right, here we go.
That's
or
awesome.
Tom will throw an idea, and I just like to tinker, and so I'll just sit there and tinker with it, and be like, here it is, and then we'll mess around with it a little bit more. Of course, adjustments always need to be made, but yeah.
Most of the time, it's us sitting in my basement or your brother's garage.
Yeah.
Or somewhere with a 30 rack of hams.
Or just
right-
like a bunch of edibles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or Fireball or Malort or any of the other.
Any of the
kind
classy, any of the.
Yeah. We keep it real classy.
The basement where hams flow like wine.
And we have currently a Fireball dispenser.
Yes, we do have a fireball.
It's like a hand sanitizer dispenser, but
I'm so jealous right now.
No, it's for
it's for mouthwash.
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 Yeah.
That's
And it dispenses a perfect shot when you slide.
But is
a
it
cup in
cold?
No, it's
You could put it in the fridge.
That's true.
we could refill it, but we just
Yeah.
yeah.
It's called Fireball.
Damn,
We
that's cold.
we could get like like one of those like chilling blocks, like a whiskey
Just
block.
drop ice cubes in it.
That would water it down.
No, but we could, now that I'm thinking about it, we could totally move this dispenser into the refrigerator.
Modify the refrigerator, put it inside.
Exactly.
It runs on
Wow.
batteries. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say just get a Lumiere kind of thing where you put the the ice. But it's way more.
Oh,
All season.
this guy's very good at electronics. So every time, like I brought in we're still working on the book, but I found a book on the side of the road. And he's like wiring in push button sound effects and stuff on it, like a kid's I don't know, what is it called?
It's like a reader.
Yeah,
it's like you make sentences with it.
Right. So, he changed out a bunch of the sounds and made
Oh,
it so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Alex also made the Garfield phone.
I was
Right.
gonna. I
Oh.
wanted to bring up the Garfield
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Tell us the history of the Garfield phone. Is there a history, or is it just something you found and you're like, "This, we need to make this part of our thing"?
It's Joey's. So we were like, we should try to make something weird to play with. And I was like, oh, telephone mics are really fun and easy and kind of crazy, but just getting like an old phone, it's been done. So Joey, his wife's childhood phone, like her bedroom phone, was that Garfield. And she bequeathed it to us, and I gutted it. It's what my wife said. She's like I have a mad scientist Garfield destruction in our basement.
Like the little bits and pieces of Garfield.
Yeah,
in
well,
the wrong place.
I was drilling into it to put an XLR into it and pulling electronics out of it. It is kind of, yeah. And then I got to put it all back together, and it became the Garfield microphone, which is kind of a big hit, especially because when you set it down, its eyes close, like it's gone to
But
sleep.
it's kind of-
Well, I have not noticed that. Yeah.
It
And
doesn't
it's kind of
close all the
old.
way,
Yeah,
though.
they don't close all the way
Sometimes
anymore.
it doesn't close all the way, so it just looks like he's like really stoned,
Yeah,
staring at
absolutely.
the crowd.
But yeah, so that was just like a weird tinkering thing that
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like our like little weird things in this
Mhm.
band. Alex skinned a Furby.
and
And
put some lights in it.
You did say skinned. I was
Yeah.
like, did he just say skinned?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to watch a YouTube video on how to take the
Skin
outside
Furby?
skin off a Furby so I could get inside of it.
Okay.
Turns out, pretty easy to find on YouTube.
I'm still paying for the cost of that Furby.
Because
was
you
that
bought it on
I bought it
eBay.
on eBay, and so now I get like suggested Furby groups all the time. It's like all of my advertisements on eBay are like
Yeah.
this Furby. Yeah, I should. Yeah, that's
the
right.
algorithm says Brandon loves Furbies.
Yes, absolutely.
What is the Furby skin for? Did I miss it at one of your shows? And-
So it was kind of our little mascot in our merch kit.
Okay.
Its eyes blink red and its mouth blinks green.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
terrifying.
Okay.
Its battery fell out recently, so we gotta fix that.
Yeah, so we
that's
have to
that's why
fix
it's
that.
sitting in my basement.
Yeah,
So-
but we love our little weird things.
Yeah.
That's what makes you guys so much fun to see live.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And how do you prepare for a live show? Do you just like Malort and some
Drinking,
Johnnies?
yeah. Pick the-
Batteries in the Furby.
Yeah, it's fresh batteries and Malort.
Yeah, we're just licking 9 volts.
God, now I want to join the band.
He lost me on the Lord.
I think with the hands I could do it.
It's truly awful.
Did you bring any of the new stickers? We should have brought those.
I have one in my car.
Well,
Oh,
we
wait.
broke my car.
That's right.
We have
That's gonna
we
be
made
tougher.
a sticker recently that is Malort centric.
Yeah.
We're very happy about it.
That's awesome.
I don't
It
get
is, you are correct, though. It is absolutely
The
the,
problem
worst
is
thing ever.
my live-in boyfriend loves it, so we always have a bottle in the freezer. And
Yeah.
when he's just ready for a drink at the end of the day, he sips on Malort like it's a nice
Sips
whiskey.
on
Oh yes,
You know, somebody
like
said
it's a nice
something-
whiskey. It's
Somebody
not.
said something to me recently that kind of changed how I taste Malort, which is that they said, "Oh, it tastes like the pith of a grapefruit," and I was like, "Holy crap, it does!" And so now I just taste grapefruit when I drink.
See, and I think it tastes like many other things that I cannot say on air.
it. Yeah, like cologne and
gasoline.
Yeah, totally.
There's
I
again
totally
some
hear you.
choice words that
Yeah.
I'm not allowed
I
to
don't
say.
think it's that bad.
Oh man.
I think the more I've drank it, the less bad I think it is, and that makes me sad. You know,
There's
if I'm
there's
being honest.
currently a chart to get me to drink an equivalent
Yeah.
of a bottle of Malort because I like it the least.
So it's like a fundraiser. We've drawn a bottle of Malort in our practice space, and we're filling it in as Tom completes.
Completes.
And so once it's full, we won't force him. Force is a mean word. Bully Tom into drinking more.
Yeah, that's. I did envision something more shoots and ladders, and I was like, "Do you play some horrible games where now you have to drink?"
No, it's someone will just be like, "Here's 5 shots of Malort," and Tom, being the true Minnesotan he is, won't turn down a free drink.
You can't.
That's
You
fair.
can't. I mean,
It's
I mean, there's no calories to
It's
them.
really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love like to go on the we love weird things. All of our merch that we design, we try and go for like the weirdest stuff.
Just trying to make bizarre stuff.
So we made Pogs. Pogs from the 90s.
See, now I'm like, Pogs, it rings a bell, but
It was a game from Hawaii where you
Of course he knows.
throw like
This is like-
He
you
knows
throw-
the whole history
you throw
of
a
Pogs.
slammer.
I know what a Pog is, but
and you
not the
hit
history.
these
Yeah.
caps, these little like cardboard caps.
Some
and
places
you
called
flip
it
them.
milk caps. I will say that.
Yes.
okay.
But Pogs was really big when I was in elementary school, and then I was like, let's make Pogs.
And we found a guy that makes Pogs,
We
which was kind of
hunted down and
bananas.
found a guy that printed us Pogs.
That's awesome.
Got QR codes on the back.
Okay.
That's
It's like a business card.
Yeah.
Business Pog.
every childhood dream come true right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
I think I'm gonna get some made for my actual work and just
Oh,
start
yeah.
giving people. This is
Well,
my business Pog.
We ran out. We got to
Yeah,
order
more.
more. We have little fun bags.
That's what I was just gonna say. Those are fun. They have like the slappy hands in them.
Sticky slap
Oh
hands.
yeah.
Yes.
And then they have like a couple stickers and a pin and a magnet, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We just like to have weird crap and just
Give it away.
give it away.
That's fun though.
Yeah, because then people
Yeah.
find it and then they're like, "What is this weird crap? How we find it?"
More.
Yeah,
Can we
I wonder
afford
what this
it?
would sound like.
yeah. Like this shirt. This is the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah. This is my favorite shirt. We have to do a second pressing of these shirts because this one's getting
That is a
worn
good
out.
one.
I drew that.
And,
Really? Whoa.
And yeah, it happens that like
It's
I play
great
in a
that we're
band where I
talking
like
about
our
the
merch.
shirt on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you. I mean,
It's,
I point to
right,
the
yeah,
camera
it's
that
on-
way, but maybe you better describe it
That's
a little
right.
bit.
So it's the eyeball monster
Thank
from Ninja Turtles
Power Rangers.
or Power Rangers. Good God. And then
It's
but
'cause
then
I said Ninja Turtles earlier.
yeah, and yeah, just this unattractive giant monster underneath it has like the Power Rangers lightning bolt in the O. It's kind of like Power Rangers font a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just black and white.
It's good.
It's a very classy shirt.
Yeah. It's very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
friendly description of a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Rub it against the mic so
Yes.
they know the
Some
texture.
ASMR.
Should we play another song?
Sure.
Yeah.
What would
let's,
you and give us the
I Can't Fly off our old one, I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know I can't fly.
I Can't Fly off of Return of the Attack of the Mutant Pizza.
Yep.
Which is just a string of words we put together.
Yeah.
We were originally going to have a whole series of all of our albums were going to be like about monsters, like
Monster
the
movies.
monster movie like titles, and then we abandoned that like immediately.
We thought it was funnier. It's funnier if you abandon it, and the first one's called Return.
Yeah.
That is good. Okay, what are we listening to here?
I Can't Fly, right?
You know I can't.
You know
fly.
I Can't Fly. I don't know the names of our songs.
By Unattractive Giant Monster. Nice. I'm just gonna see.
We should look up what our songs are that are not, or that are radio friendly. Here, I'll do it.
You can always call them out, and if I can't play it, I'll play it.
No, that's fine. I'm offline. Do I have a weird signal down here?
You can get on the Wi-Fi. You just have to go to the website it takes you to. It's free.
Say
Tom has
yes.
signal, so Tom gets
Oh,
to do
okay.
it.
Yeah, the signal's pretty crappy down here.
You would.
It's a
take
test
that
of
in
what
a
carrier
bunker.
you have because
Right.
Whoa.
RUMT.
Oh yeah, UNT.
Taking it to the top.
Oh yeah. That's right.
That's pretty.
That's
There you go.
classic 80s montage music.
Data?
Really? That one's.
I don't remember.
Doesn't have it.
No.
I know because I typed in all the lyrics.
Oh.
It's amazing listening to this how much faster we play it live.
That's
It's
because of Mac. Mac just is trying to kill us sometimes when we do this.
my lines sound pretty clean. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's because I'm not trying to like blister through them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, once Mac came aboard, it was just like everything sped up.
Yeah, because Alec, our old drummer, is very technical, very like precise. He measured microphones and did all this stuff when he was recording and doing it. Like he's a professional.
This is one who's now a sound engineer.
Yeah. So now then we bring in Mac, who's just like, let's do whatever.
He's definitely the human version of Animal.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he likes to mess with us sometimes during songs.
Yeah.
He'll slow a song way.
Yeah.
He did that to us recently.
Yeah. He like went to like a
jazzy
beat,
beat.
like a reggae beat or something. He was just like, oh, I was like, oh, that's where we're going today. Sounds good.
I think he's played fast enough that he's fallen off the chair before. Like Monster. Or Animal.
Animal.
It's weird not hearing that break in there now.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is like the weird, well, we can talk about it. It's Joey's weird lyrics that he comes back to with this.
You Know I Can't Fly by Unattractive Giant Monster, who we have in studio.
Yes.
You Know I Can't Fly. That is an interesting lyric. And I assume the person who wrote the lyrics is not in this room.
That's
No.
correct. Yeah.
It just takes you to a world of a lot of different.
Mm-hmm.
I think the long and short of how he explained it to us is he was like, this is a song about a superhero that can do anything except fly. But everyone's like, you're not a superhero if you don't fly. So then he just is like, all right, well, check this out. I can't fly. And he jumps off a building and kills himself.
Oh, geez.
Lovely.
Yeah. I think it's kind of about the weight of expectations.
Yeah.
But,
But if you listen
Was
to
it
it,
really that deep, or was it just?
I think so.
Well, okay.
But,
it's hard to tell with Joey
Well,
sometimes.
and
though.
sometimes you hear a quirky song and you can think about how deep it is when really it wasn't meant to
Yeah.
be
It was
read
like that,
into.
no?
But the long and short of it is what I said.
Okay.
Yeah. So Joey will take our songs, take the music part, listen to it a billion times over, and then come back with whatever lyrics he wants. And the first song that he wrote, we were like, what is going on here?
Was it for chickens?
It was Run Chicken Run, and we were like, we're gonna play a song about chickens.
But then when you listen to the lyrics, I think it's more about just kind of trying to live and take care of things. The chickens,
the mortality of man and chicken.
I don't know. They sometimes are weirdly profound. From what we understand, Joey takes the songs. He has this really elaborate garage that he built because he does woodworking and stuff like that. He goes into his garage. He like shuts himself in there. He probably does some drinking, some other stuff, and then just comes out of the tomb with stuff. With Easter tomorrow, I'm bringing back my
you're
my
making some new songs.
I went to Catholic school, so I come rising from the grave, from the tomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I am familiar.
yeah.
Was this Altered Beast?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Altered Beast is based on the Bible. But yeah, that's sometimes he comes out and it's like, yeah, we got Run Chicken Run. We got this superhero dying song, but we get some great stuff out of it. And or it's he's in the green room writing RUMT.
Mm-hmm.
We're very thankful that Joey does what he does.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
He brings a ton of energy to the live shows too. He's just such he loves the the performance art aspect of it.
His high kicks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yes.
all super fun
Yes.
to watch, but he's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
like a monster on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
very good performer.
Was he like that before you knew him, or do you think the project you're with currently has kind of brought it out in him?
He's always been a good performer, but I think he gets to focus more on this because he, like in other bands he's played in.
He's been in folk bands.
Yeah, it's like he was in
In the
was-
jumpsuit, or no?
No.
Oh,
With
no,
the high kick?
Like, but yeah, he was in a Minnesota band called Tree Party before this that did like country and like folk stuff, and
Wow.
he's did like good yodeling and stuff. He's like very good. They were like grant funded type stuff, you know, and yeah, he's always been a really good. And he did like plays in Medora, you know. North
He is
Dakota.
a theater kid.
Yeah, he's like a total theater
Okay.
kid.
Oh,
So.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But now he's just a tornado of limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over.
Once those wraparounds are on, he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
out the door.
The sweet
Once the-
wraparound glasses.
Yeah.
They're the best.
I mean, what? He slapped 2 beers out of your hand, I think, in the same night.
It's
jumping
true,
around.
yeah. He
Pull my
hosed,
cords on my
me
guitar.
down with
Yeah.
a beer once. Yeah, and then just once we put on those jumpsuits, it just goes crazy.
And they fill with so much sweat because they are.
They're so,
So
hot.
much. They're like polyester.
Oh.
They do not breathe.
They do not breathe at all. So
These
we've all
guys-
kind of modified them a
Yeah,
little bit.
these guys keep their sleeves on. You got to cut all that off.
I
No sleeves.
I
no-
wear all
yeah.
my clothes underneath it, which
Yeah,
is the
you're
worst
An
idea.
absolute lunatic. Yeah.
You may find through the summer months that you.
Yeah, I'll stop doing that. I've also been wearing a ski mask that looks like a gremlin just because I thought it was funny for our.
Oh,
It kind of looks like Mac and Me or something
yeah,
like
I thought
that.
it was
Yeah.
funny for our residency. I found it. I'm like, all right, we'll wear it for the residency. It's so hot.
It's because it's balaclava, because I
Yeah.
thought a kneecap.
Yeah.
I mean, I immediately was like, oh, that's like knee.
And I've been drinking in it too, so now it smells like beer and fireballs.
So it's like hams, fireballs,
It smells so bad in there.
and hot dogs.
Yeah. No, White Squirrel doesn't have Malort.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's-
that's true.
Because they're classiest.
They are.
They are
classy.
classy. That is the segue I'm looking for to ask you.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a residency at the White Squirrel you could talk about?
Yeah.
Why, yes,
do you have
we
two shows left? Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 shows left. We're Tuesdays at 9. We've done it, from the 1st of April to, what is it, the 30th of April?
That sounds right.
29.
29th.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
So we
are
have 2 more
5
shows.
5 Tuesdays.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
you guys got lucky.
Yeah, we got.
I don't know if I'd call it lucky.
Got 25% more. Yeah.
Yeah, we love the White Squirrel. We love playing there, and people are very welcoming to that space. And our next show is Tuesday at 9 with Dado Set and Big Into. And then our last show will have Ruben
His
and
Mac's other band.
Mac's other band and
Cut Ray Clones.
Cut Ray Clones. Yeah.
Which is also fun with residency, especially with this mini. We've gotten to ask more bands to play. Like, you get you've got a shotgun blast of shows. It's just, who can we ask? Let's find all these bands we've wanted to, or we've talked to, or we've missed shows with. Or it's just like, oh, I saw this weird band. Let's ask them. Let's just do it.
How did you choose who you asked? Was it people you knew, or were you out searching, like going to shows randomly and thinking like who would be good for a residency? Or
It's 50-50.
It's yeah, it really is. We just we don't try to restrict ourselves with the sound that we have, because you see a lot of bands that just play with the same bands over and over again, and
what? No, what? I've never seen that.
and we find it more interesting to have eclectic sounds and just a variety of bands. So if you look at our shows, we're playing with tons of just random different bands that you wouldn't think of, or maybe they're new, maybe they're old, but we don't like to get pigeonholed into a specific sound. So
And asking people, it's really just you see them, or one of us will see somebody, or heck, you probably posted some of them, and we're like, oh, we should try to get that. And even if we haven't seen them, we're like, oh, that sounds cool, or your write-up was cool about it. We're just like, yeah, bring them in. We'll see if we ask pretty much anybody.
Right.
I mean, this residency, we had like a metal math core band. I don't know what to call that band. We had We had your brother's kind of jazz thing.
Yeah, jazz duo.
Ruben is kind of more country, like the band. So that's Mac's other band.
We had like a comedy DJ set.
Yeah.
That was
that
was super
They're
cool.
awesome.
And then just kind of anything. Well, Tuesday, I'm gonna say my wife's band is playing their second show. So Dado said my wife plays drums in that band. So got a little family thing going.
Nice.
I have to take one car. It's a little easier.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was also like last week we had a band drop out at the last minute, and then another one of my friends' band was rehearsing like 3 minutes away, so they came in and played the opening set.
Perfect.
And that
Isn't
was like
that
a weird
amazing?
funk band. That would fit totally fine. It was crazy.
Yeah. And then we had Sparrowhawk last week too, and they're like one of my favorite locals too.
Oh,
I feel like we like bond with them on like music dads.
Yeah. I mean, with such a unclassifiable sound and playing with bands that maybe are not in line with the punk thing, do you feel like you cater your sound to the bands that you're playing with, or no?
No.
Art.
We only get one. We only can do one thing.
Fair.
We're not-
And
we're
that's
not
whatever it
diverse
is you
about-
do.
Yeah, exactly.
Our set list is like a dartboard of, what song? No, screw it. Let's just play whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and we've been trying out, the residency is good because we've been trying out some of the new songs we've been writing. And I don't know what else
Yeah,
to
we're
say
working
about
on a new album.
Yeah,
that. We're recording in
July. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna. Do we want to release the title?
Should we say the title?
No, I think we gotta save it. This is it's funnier if we don't say it yet.
Come on.
Totally
no,
not
I'm
fair.
just.
And then I'll just write about it.
What does it rhyme with?
it rhymes. It's very long.
That's
It's you thought the first one was a long sentence.
Yeah,
this
that
one
was-
is.
This one's a very long title.
This one also doesn't make sense in like the world either.
It's so stupid, but that's kind of our thing. Is like if it makes us laugh, then we're all for it.
Yeah, we're just trying to have fun,
Yeah.
and hoping people that are coming to our shows are having fun. That's
Absolutely.
part of it.
It makes me think of Brian Herb because they
Oh.
would be a good fit. We'll make that happen. But yes, also someone who loves a long title.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Very long title. Yes. Like, well, I can't tweet that.
over 140 characters or something.
So we got to make a song title that's longer than a tweet.
It's like
that's what we're
yeah,
going for.
yeah,
Like a
that's
feature.
yes,
Album title.
yes. No, I remember I saw you a couple weeks ago, and I live in St. Paul, so sometimes I get lazy, and I'm like, well, I have two choices: Turf Club or White Squirrel.
Mm.
And someone said, meet me at the Turf Club, and then it got a little snoozy. I won't even say who it was, and I was like, Unattractive Giant Monster. I could end this night at the White Squirrel. I know it'll be a good dance night. I know I can get some sweat on, and it's perfect. So there's something to be said about having where people know, all right, I know it's going to be awesome, and it was.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
You've had some great crowds,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have.
which is
We're very
I'm
grateful
like
for
super.
that.
I feel like every Tuesday I'm like, this is gonna be the week that nobody shows up. 'Cause Tuesdays are tough, you know.
Well,
They
we had a
can be.
snowstorm too. The
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
and people have been coming out. It's been really nice.
And yeah, like you were at our Zahora Darling show
Yep.
on a rainy Monday, and
That
was
was
like
Absolutely.
pouring and
there
freezing.
was like 12 people there.
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't matter how many people
It's not
there
fun.
are.
Totally, and like Minneapolis is blessed with as many shows as it has.
100%.
Yeah.
Well,
Twin Cities, I
and
should
very
say.
often it's there's one night where every damn person you want to see is playing.
Oh,
Tonight might be it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any other shows other than the residency coming up?
We do. We have a big show
May 30th.
May 30th at Palmer's.
And what's that?
So we're calling it Palmer's Oddities 2 Return to Odd.
Which we did Palmer's Oddities 1 last summer.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what this is, but I'm in love with it and I will be there.
So
Explain more.
they when it gets warmer, Palmer's has you do a show that starts out on the patio and then at 10 p.m. moves inside. And last time we did it, we rolled such an odd dice of bands.
Oh yeah, Controversy in the Skinny Pill, Extraterrestrials. It was like a
Just like a scattershot of it was a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
So we called it Palmer's Oddities, and then we got another Palmer show with the patio and the outside or the inside, and we did it again. We were just
Yeah,
like,
we were
who's
just
all
like,
playing this one?
let's just throw whatever out there.
Yeah.
So was it Poison Ivy,
Poison Ivy.
and the People, Larry Wish,
Yes.
then us,
Cattle snake.
Wish Wash, Dingus.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I think
okay.
that's That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Awesome.
So-
That'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's just like a little bit of something for everybody. So
Yeah, that's
and,
fantastic.
And it makes it nice for some of those shows because you'll get people that are like, oh, I really like Dingus. I'm gonna come early and see like these people. Maybe that fans wouldn't
Yeah.
see like Wish Wash or something like that, and so you get a lot of that crossover
Yeah.
and great. Or like people that would see Larry Wish that wouldn't see Cattlesnake or things like that. You get the carryover of that.
We
so.
we love just bringing people to see other bands that we enjoy.
that we want to see.
I would say a big motivation for playing live music is that you get to play shows with other bands that are awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like I have like a pretty busy schedule most of the time, and so when I make it out to see music, it's usually that I'm playing music, and so I like love getting to play with fantastic fun bands.
And it's just so cool spreading the love.
Aww.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's fun as somebody who goes to shows.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want it, you're like, well, I mean, I'm probably gonna like the others, and it's not a huge investment if you do or don't, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you know, and sometimes it's the ones that I think are terrible are my favorite for the night.
Yeah.
You're like, that was incredibly bad. That is my new. I'm going to see
So
that
bad it's
every.
good?
I mean, as a fan of noise and that kind of. I'm like that. So memorable, so memorable. You know, and there's something fun about it. That's just.
Totally.
But the opportunity to see a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That is one of the things I love about the White Squirrel and their residencies now. The 3 different.
Yeah.
If only I knew which bands were playing what time. That is my only complaint to the White Squirrel.
Oh, sure.
I thought we gave them a schedule.
Maybe, and I don't, you know, it's this.
I think it's on their website. Maybe. I don't know. They asked us for it and I sent it to them. So
Is that something that you would like to see on
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Tom's got the inn at White Squirrel because his brother's bartender there.
It's true.
Set times would be a game changer.
Now I'm trying
Yeah.
to guess which. Who is your brother?
Pete.
Oh God, of course. Now that I'm like, oh, now I see it. I mean, I've read about him.
Yeah.
Maybe I go to the White Squirrel sometimes.
He's the
Now
yoga
that you
guy.
say that,
Yeah, he's
it's-
the yoga guy.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I just said I live in St.
He's
Paul.
got bingo this
Yep.
Sunday.
Yeah, well, now you might as well talk up your brother while you're at.
No,
Yeah. He is, yes, very personable. Very
Yeah.
friendly bartenders
Yeah.
there. I like them all. They all have very distinct personalities.
Sweet.
Very
Yeah, I'm gonna put set times on everything now.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think that
probably
would
good.
be helpful.
For some folks who maybe
I
go
mean-
to more than one show.
I mean, that's it. I
Or
don't know
you
how
might-
helpful it is to everyone else, but when I'm at Turf, I want to know if I can make it to White Squirrel on time
Oh, yeah,
after
that's
I'm
fair.
done.
That
at
is
Turf.
exactly.
That's fair.
Sweet.
I also understand people don't want to do what I do or what you do every night, so maybe I'm alone in this.
I thought you were saying you that might not want to do just what you want to do, and I was like, yeah, who cares? But for us,
Yeah, I was gonna say even if it's just for y'all, that's totally fine.
there you go. There you go. You can blame
You can
us.
always just message us. We'll tell you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm looking at the clock on the wall. Should we play one more song?
Yeah,
Sure.
What would
Let's
you?
do RUNT.
Yeah.
We already talked
Yay.
about that with the speak and spell.
Yes. and I even get the joke, and I'm like RUMT, unattractive giant monster.
Oh my God.
So, funny story. My son, when he heard this song, he thought that Joey was saying, "Is this the sandwich you're looking for?" And now that's all I hear. Is this the sandwich you're looking for?
That's awesome. Yeah, after this we'll probably wrap it up because somebody may come after us, and I like to try to be a little punctual.
That's fair. Yeah.
for sure.
It's not always reciprocated.
We have a
but-
we have a tendency to ramble.
No, it's perfect. This was super fun. And I said I was live streaming backwards for the 2 hours today, so something that's fun and easy is very appreciated.
Yeah.
Very appreciated.
What time do you guys play on Tuesday? Do you know?
We'll play it like 10.
11,
Oh,
45, 11.
Yeah.
There. It depends on if the
I'm
band's
at-
before.
I'm at Turf, so it depends what time that
Who's
is.
playing at Turf?
Double
Smoking
covered!
Oh, yeah, that's what
Cool.
Mary Jam
With
and
off-
Off with Their Heads.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, there, I'll plan and.
Well, see, if you see Mary Jam, they wrote a song about our beer fridge. So you might.
Do they really?
It
Yeah.
fits 60. Yeah.
Fridge Fit 60 is about our beer fridge.
That's
I will
funny.
have to ask them.
We used to share a practice space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Alec, our old drummer.
His wife is the bass player in
Oh,
Mary
okay.
Jam.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I just saw him a couple of weeks ago. It's probably longer than that.
I wanted to see him with FYP. That was I ended up there the night before instead.
And I don't remember what I had a busy weekend. I don't remember where I was,
Mhm.
but didn't make it to either FYP or the one the night before.
Toys That Kill. Toys That Kill were good.
Yeah.
They're a fun band.
Yeah. I mean, same members. They're the same people.
Yeah.
But
Well, and then
But
I
I-
saw Linda's on
You
Sunday.
saw so many good last week.
I know. But it ends up the dad of the Linda's was the original member of FYP.
oh really?
So he came in a day early to go to that show just to see his buddies, and then
Oh, that's
he
awesome.
TMs for Linda's or something. I don't.
That's I
It was
didn't
a
know
whole
that. That's
thing.
amazing.
Crazy.
Oh shoot! It's not showing.
Is that the end?
Weird. It's not showing me the time.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
It,
Yeah.
You know how usually you can see how
It would
long
be
it's
cool.
on
Yeah,
it, and all
yeah,
it's just been
yeah.
staying
Too
here.
many
Like,
shows, not enough time.
I mean, again, Minneapolis, or
Well,
Twin
I-
Cities in general. Yeah.
I had a safety low song because I couldn't come up with enough for a theme this time, and I was like, "Is this a 10-minute?" Because I thought we. I'm cool with that. Sometimes very cool with that.
We should write a 10-minute song.
Yeah.
Or like the
It
decline
just
by no
calls it the DJ's gift right there. RUMT by Unattractive Giant Monster. Thank you guys so much for coming in studio. This has been fantastic.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you so much
Yeah,
for having
and
us come in.
let's a recap of the things that people have to take away. Like, what are you doing on Tuesday, this week and next?
Residency at the White Squirrel, 9 p.m. This Tuesday and next Tuesday.
And then May 30th.
And then May 30th at Palmer's, starting at 6, I think?
No, 7.
7.
Outside, then inside, because it'll be warm. Hopefully.
It will.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, this was absolutely a delight. Thank you so much. It was as much fun as seeing you live, maybe. Yeah, I mean, and I just cannot stress enough how fun it is. So for folks who are looking for something fun.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. We're good.
What do you want to play
We're
next,
good.
Langan?
We're
What do you
good.
want to play next?
We're good.
We're just going to give up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to have to say what's next because you're laughing too hard. What are we on?
Monster Sleep from Nicholas David.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, classic. That is that with Shirley Girl.